I was, in fact, thinking about starting a book club. I read so many books, love to talk about it. It's always on my mind. And so, if you're interested in this type of thing, please add a comment. Write to me what your favorite book is and why. Perhaps I'll give it a read. Coach Greg, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you all my favorite book recommendations. I'm going to go over some of the highlights of some of the books. Which ones have I read? Which ones do I recommend? Give you a bit of a summary. So hopefully you enjoy this video. I enjoy reading books so much. I was, in fact, thinking about starting a book club. I read so many books, love to talk about it. It's always on my mind. And so if you're interested in this type of thing, please add a comment. Write to me what your favorite book is and why. Perhaps I'll give it a read. The number one book I recommend by a long shot, and I've read it twice now, it's called Attached. What you'll learn from this book is there's 3 different attachment styles. You can be an avoidance person, like you don't really want a relationship, you pull back when people get close. You can have an anxious attachment style where you're always nervous about the person. Oh, they're probably cheating on me. You're wanting to see their phone. Oh my God, I don't trust him. Oh my goodness, that kind of person. Then you have the secure person. That's what I am. I'm like, yeah, do what you want. I'm not jealous. I'm secure. And so you have those 3 different attachment styles. And so depending on their attachment style, that's going to reflect on how your relationship's going to be. And so when I'm dating women, for example, I've been dating people, I'm single. I was in an 11-year relationship. Now I'm single. I date people and I find out, oh, they're an avoidant attachment style, or they are avoidant and anxious attachment style. And it's like you're trying to bond, you're trying to connect, and they push you away. And you're like, what is going on? But having read the book twice, you can easily see why exactly are they doing this? And it makes sense. And so it opens up your mind. You can understand why people act a certain way. And you won't think, oh, it's me. No, it's them. They're all cooked up. You need to meet somebody that is right for you. You'll learn how to be honest, how to have conversations with people, how to be direct, how to ask for what you want, rather than playing some game of, oh, how many days to text, how many minutes do I say this? Because just be yourself and be honest. It's really way simpler than you think. Next, Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules of Love. The first chapter in particular, excellent, and compares human behavior to that of lobsters. At the bottom of the ocean, there are certain lobsters that are dominant. Just think of it. They walk up to another lobster, they show their big claws, they're like, I'm backing off. That's a 5-pound lobster, I'm only a 1-pound lobster. He's clearly dominant. They get to hang out where all the food is and get all their pick of the girls. All the sexy girl lobsters, they want the big bad claws. They like a big claw. 2 lobsters approach each other, they look at each other, and they send certain signals, chemicals, certain things in the water that make them know, I am better than you. You back off. Because think of it. If they were to fight all the time, both lobsters could get injured. 2 alpha lobsters, they're all massive. If they fight, one's going to lose and one's probably also going to lose. And then the 3rd place lobster's like, you guys fight it out. I'm going to take off the loser. You guys fight it out. I'll then challenge the winner and I'll be the alpha lobster. So they don't do that. This is the same thing that happens in the real world. Think of it. The men who are at the top of the top. For example, Drake. He's at the top. He gets the pick of the litter. Hey, I'm Drake. Would you like to go out with me? As you become more dominant, more popular, have more money, more financial security, more intelligence, you become more alpha, you become more like the dominant lobster. And when you're out in the real world, this is immediately happening. Women, they automatically know. They can sense it just by looking. They realize this. And so the most alpha males, they seem to get all of the girls. The poor old little lobsters, the ones that only have 1 claw, the beggars on the street that don't have a job, very difficult for them to attract a mate. And so what you do as a man is you work hard. It takes years to build up and have a massive claw. You can't get that. You're not a 5-pound lobster on day 1. It takes years, perhaps you're in your 40s, before you get the wealth, the financial security to be that alpha male that all the other sexy lobsters are going to want. But what you have to realize is this. Even if you're an alpha lobster, you have the massive claw, if you've lost, if you had a girlfriend that put you down, treated you like garbage, made fun of you, treated you like a little bitch, you may then become single and you think, I'm a loser lobster. I'm not good. I don't have that massive claw. You actually do, but you don't act like you do. Women can sense it. Oh, I'm going to walk all over you. Your ability, I don't care. I'll walk over you. You don't want to see me tonight? So what? Next day, it's okay. I want to get my nails did. I don't care about you. Why would I care about what you do? And so you become their little bitch. But if you're a true alpha, you're not going to put up with that. And so what you do, you move on. You realize you're the prize. That 10 out of 10 lobster or 10 out of 10 man, they're not putting up with bullshit. They know that all the other lobsters would dream to be with that person. And so even if you're not the 10 out of 10 lobster, you're not Drake, you're not The Rock, you're not even Coach Greg. You can still attract a lobster, but perhaps not all of them. But do you really need all of them? All you need is one. All you need is one lobster to be happy with you for the rest of your life. And so please be yourself, but be confident. Don't be a pushover. Don't let someone walk all over you. And so if you read Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, that is a brief summary of chapter 1. Another excellent chapter, of course there are 12 chapters, is always tell the truth or at least don't lie. Lies will catch up to you. Oh, you might think I pulled a fast one on them. I kept this a secret. I lied to this girl. I said this to that person. Oh, I got it going on. No, you don't. You are lying to yourself. Eventually, it will catch up to you. Perhaps not with these people, perhaps not this year. Eventually, it's going to catch up to you. And remember, if you can't be your true authentic self, if you're lying to everyone, you're lying to yourself. Why would you want to live in a world where you can't even be honest with yourself? Why Men Love Bitches? Don't really recommend you read this if you're a man, but if you're a woman and people are walking all over you, you have no self-worth, no self-esteem, you can read this book to get some balls. To actually say, no, I'm not going to let you treat me like this. You can't just make me do this. I'm not going to let you treat me like that. Grow a pair. Men love bitches. By that, they mean men love women who aren't going to let them just walk all over them. They want somebody who can say, no, I don't agree with you. They want somebody that has some spice, some pizzazz. And so a great book, but to me, mostly obvious things that I already knew all of this. But perhaps if you're a female with no self-esteem, no self-confidence, a great book for you to read. The Pickup Artist made me realize just how pathetic people are in the real world. It's sad. This book primarily teaches you how to pick up girls who have an avoidance attachment style. Women who do not want long-term relationships. It's going to work, but mostly if you're looking for a one-night stand. If you're actually trying to meet a girl, the woman of your dreams, to me, it's useless. Yeah, there's some great points about being confident and talking to people, approaching them, and not giving a shit about what other people think. But you should already be doing this. But remember, I'm a 48-year-old man, very successful, and so for me, I don't need to do these things. But if you're a 22-year-old and you're going to a bar to pick up a girl, well, what are you going to do? How are you going to get them? They're looking for someone with success, somebody who can add value to their life. And so this book, if you're a young man that you don't know how to approach women, for example, if you haven't had sexy time in the last year, highly recommend it. 8 Rules of Love by Jay Shetty. Anything by Jay Shetty, highly recommend. This is a great book. Perhaps not for everyone, but if you're looking for true love, highly recommend you read this book. The Way of the Superior Man, recommended to me by Damien the Fat Ass. Well, it uses very over-the-top language. I'm like, dude, you could have written this so much simpler. I feel like he's trying too hard to express what he's thinking. He's trying to use colorful language. You don't even know what he's talking about. The book at the start, to me, very boring. And as I read this, I thought, I already know all of this, but perhaps it's already because I am a superior man. Yeah, I said it. I feel superior. I feel like I know what I'm doing. It does speak to in details why masculine men will attract feminine women, how we have polar opposites in terms of masculine versus feminine energy. And I do believe this is very valuable information if you are not aware of these things. And so I would, in fact, recommend this book, especially for people in their 20s, perhaps in their 30s. Next up, Surrounded by Idiots. I don't have the book. I lent it to a woman so she could understand how to effectively communicate to other people. And so there are 4 types of communicators. We have red, green, yellow, and blue. I'm a red communicator, somebody who's very direct. Probably 5% of people are like this. I don't want to waste people's time. I'm just going to tell you what I think. You probably know that. Notice, look at my videos. How do I look like I communicate? Do I beat around the bush? Do I sugarcoat everything? Or do I just tell you what I think? Not everyone is the same. And so what's important to understand is that we all communicate in a different way. Doesn't mean that one way is right or one way is wrong, but what you need to understand is everyone communicates differently. And so you might judge someone. Oh, why would he say it like that? Why did he talk to me that way? Doesn't mean that he hurts you. Doesn't mean that he's trying to make you mad. He might simply be a different communicator than you are. You might be offended. You might think, I would never have said it like that. No, you wouldn't have, but they wouldn't have either. It doesn't mean that one person's right and one person's wrong. So all you have to do is be aware. With knowledge comes power, and with the knowledge, knowing that many people speak to you in different ways, it can help you understand why people are speaking the way that you're doing. Next up, how to win friends and influence people. I do believe that is an excellent communications book. So many points, over 100 things that you might not be aware of that you're doing or not doing. Just things like smiling more, walking up to someone and smiling, listening to the person, letting them tell you what you think. Whether you're going to be in an argument, if they're making fun of you or if they're making jokes at you, there's so many things that you can learn in order to listen and be better prepared and equipped to deal with people. That book I would highly recommend. I will most certainly be reading it again. And so these are a short list of some of the books that I've read. I highly suggest you go and try them out. Have you read any of these books? Do you agree? In particular, what do you think of the book Attached? By far my favorite book. You have to read this book. If you do, send me a message, ask me questions. Love talking about Attached. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, watch those two bloops. Of course, drop a like and a comment. It helps with the algorithm. The cookbooks, the training books, the coaching plans by me and my team, all the stuff you see in the back. Don't forget, code Greg, 10% off. And we have the free diet and training program. You can also get it on the website as well as the newsletter. You can join that. And until next time, I am out.